Good afternoon, my ladies and gents. Hi, I'm Rachel Hetcher. Chronic illness takes over every aspect of my day, and I thought I would take you along and kind of show how much it changes and how I cope with those changes, because after 17 years, I definitely have some experience. It's a day in my life. You're watching Lady Life. So before I open the camera to talk to it like this right now, I had my husband come in and open up the camera after the first almost an hour of laying down in bed. I'm very fortunate that I have my husband to help with so many things. I am at a severity where I need a caregiver pretty much most days, if not all of them. Some days are harder than others, and today, because I have been extremely anxiety ridden and not being able to sleep and just pushing my body in a single day, I have gone from how I was yesterday to how I'm feeling today because, well, I'm having to pay for yesterday. I've been doing this chronic illness life for a long time. I have my own coping mechanisms and everything that I'm comfortable with. But as far as taking care of a body that deals with overwhelming fatigue, muscle weakness, joint pain, it's just constantly there. I would say my most difficult is the fatigue that my body experiences. It's not just brain fog fatigue, but muscle, joint, like every inch of my body just kind of wants to quit is the best way to put it. And so please, as you're watching today's vlog, understand that I'm giving you an example of my life. You really do need to reach out to your medical team, your medical professionals, and talk over your particular needs. Whatever you see going on in my life, even if we share the exact same diagnoses, there are going to be differences. There's nothing about our bodies that are normal or that are doing what they're supposed to do, and that is why it's a chronic illness. It's just learning and kind of trying all the different ways of getting the shape into the wrong shape hole, and so eventually finding the right shape that it goes into. It's a combination of all those things, but as it stands, I'm holding on to the side of the crib just to stay standing. So I'm going to get my husband to move the camera around for me today. I'm obviously not doing as well today as I was yesterday, and I need help to do what I'm about to do. One way or another, I'm getting this up. The number one question I get is, I would love to see how you manage this. So the whole purpose of getting this up is to show what life can be like with chronic illness. And I think most pertinent, or the most important part that most people want to know, is what does this life look like on the bad days, because that's the scarier part. I'm getting out of breath, and again, I have to sit down ridiculously, and I think I'm feeling a little woozy. So I'm going to get my husband to help me get set up so I can do something about my face and hair, because this girl needs something for herself today. And I will talk to you guys when we get over there. Okay, so I finally got sat down. I think I'm annoying my husband a little bit because he's in the middle of doing his own things. Obviously, with us doing the vlogs and my husband pretty much having to do everything except what I do, which is being in front of the camera and talk to it. He's a little bit busy, and he's like me, where you can't interrupt his workflow or it annoys him to no end. But again, it's kind of going with the flow. That's what chronic illness life, you learn, you get down that particular skill in life down very, very well. I don't know, I guess even your loved ones will learn how to do that in time. Anyway, our son does need to get down for a nap, so I do need to get to this. I'm finished getting ready. This is all I'm going to do today. My son does need to come lay down, and we can continue the conversation somewhere else in the house, I think. On a rough day like today, having something simple like I like putting on makeup. I'm not a makeup artist. But I would definitely say you could probably call me an enthusiast. And no, that's not what this channel is going to be about, but I enjoy it. Having little things on a bad day that you truly enjoy, that you can actually do, depending on the day, it's really important. So, like I said, let me get my husband and I'll talk to you guys in the living room. YouTube is the very first place I looked to try and find someone like myself and get help and assistance. If I'm being truly honest, I was looking for a hack, a way around being chronically ill. And what I've learned in 17 years is there's no way around it. You can't go around it, you can't go under it, you gotta go through it. This life is difficult. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I definitely want to try and be delicate, but I'm afraid in being delicate about certain things that it loses like the importance. So if I'm being honest, yes, it is hard. It's going to be hard. You're going to have hard days, but life isn't over. It is still worth living. I hope I'm getting that across. There are still things in this life that makes you happy. You'll probably turn around and hopefully find other vloggers. I'm not the only chronic illness vlogger anymore. There's actually many out there with many different types of disabilities. I decided to become a vlogger because I see this need. I feel like if I had this information, if I knew what to expect, if I had someone go like, look, this is, you know, your health, well-being, and safety. Even though the health is going by the wayside, trust me, it's not death, so it can get worse. Take your time to mourn, most definitely. I would definitely say that's another point. And I wish I could say that I'm out of that mourning process all these years in, but I'm not. Just being vulnerable today and opening up the camera to talk to you guys about this, all of the sadness and all of the upset and just all the negative emotions that I've had towards becoming disabled, it's kind of like right in my face because I'm having to be vulnerable to share with you guys what exactly has happened to me, and it's not great. If I'm being honest, it hasn't been awesome, but because I have basically stuck in there and learned how to get through this life, I am now married to my soulmate, who I actually met before I even became disabled. I'm finally a mom after waiting 20 years. We are working towards moving into a house versus renting from an apartment, and I have all these other interests that slowly but surely, as I find my way back into the world of normies but in my own way, I am still going after what I want in life. So I'm gonna go ahead and have my husband microwave my lunch here. I'm gonna eat, and then I'm gonna kind of try to wrap up what I've kind of shared here. I'll see you guys after lunch. So I'm just waking up. I actually have something by my bed. It says nap like a boss. And so it turns out I'm not an afternoon person either. They're just little funny sayings next to my bedside just because I have to nap so often. So I guess that is where I'm going to wrap it up with, is my last two, how I'm functioning. I've been trying to get out a vlog all day. My plan today was actually to somehow mark the 17th year in which my husband and I met, because that's exactly today. So maybe at some other point in time, I'll go ahead and regale the story of how I met my soulmate. I even was able to say a big word just then. Oh my wow, that doesn't happen. Again, I'm looking like a hot mess. It looks like I have a unibrow going on because I also have to use a CPAP to sleep. And such is life. I guess the very last piece of advice that I'll give for today, when it comes to chronic illness, the biggest thing I've learned is you've got to roll with it. I am not only not the best person at rolling with it, but everything has to be just so. You could call it being perfectionist, but I don't know if it's perfect or if it's just part of my stubborn, I need it to be just like this. thank you guys so much for watching. I hope the information helps someone out there, and that we can get the information out to someone that it would help. If you are trying to find information for a loved one, again, this is not a sprint, it's a marathon. We'll have more vlogs coming up. We're basically be living the example and maybe having a few sit downs. Again, feel free to follow along. I can't wait to meet you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you are having a wonderful morning, a blessed evening, just a fantastic afternoon whenever these vlogs should find you. And we'll see you later. Just keep watching.